terms of crime right now, Old Town has a very low crime rate. We don't really see that much happening down here at this point anymore. There's a break-in here and there. There's some shoplifting that happens with any retailer and some petty stuff here and there, but for the most part, Old Town is a very safe place. Back about 20 years ago, Old Town was a place where not many people went. At that point, had prostitution and drugs and murders and a lot of crime going on. Working with the LPD and a lot of other community shareholders, we were able to make Old Town a really safe and great, vibrant place for people to live, work, and play.
Here and work here. I live less than a block away. I walk and I always feel safe. If there's ever a problem or anything like that, like my neighbor is just a shout away. And I've never experienced any kind of problems walking to or from work or just hanging out and walking to and from places around. Occasionally cop cars down here, feeling safe because I know so many people around here. If you're aware of your surroundings and you're aware of what's going on, then people aren't going to bother you.
Here?
I am. I live upstairs for 15, 17 years.
Cool.
It's very different here than it was when I first moved here. There were a lot of homeless folks with mental illness, of aggressive panhandling. Example is when I first moved in, we actually had a panhandler that was very aggressive with one of my customers. And she got in her car, he came at me, and I ended up having to lock my doors and call the police because he was trying to break through the door. That's something that would never happen down here now. It's definitely changed quite a bit. Now it's more dumb vandalism. The people who are down here every day have really invested everything they've got in this neighborhood, and it's 6-1. But most of the people that you see walking up and down the street are people that live here and whose businesses are here, or who just really love this neighborhood. I guess I've never, beyond that one time, I've never really had an incident where I needed the police right away. They're definitely visible.
So what's your name?
David Ferguson. Afraid it has a bad reputation in the past, but now it's turned quite around quite a bit, so I feel pretty comfortable here. Yeah, I feel like there's enough presence here to make the area safe. I've seen the so-called bad area, but it's just a reputation that was 20, 30 years ago or longer, so. I think there's crime in every urban area, but I haven't noticed any crime. I don't see people afraid to go up and down the street, so I think it's a welcome place.
I'm Mark Droz. It seems like the kind of place that people like to be and like to hang out and have, mutual respect. That's just a gut feeling.
My name is Damian Nunzio. I just wanted to find a place to stay. I'm from Grand Rapids originally. Love it a lot better, but I think it's a little bit nicer of a town. It seems like a nice area. Besides hearing about the dead woman they fished out of a fish ladder, yeah. This was during the summer. 2 people went missing.
What's your name?
Imani Ruffin. I've heard a little bit about that in this area, and that area used to be really bad. I come here all the time. The nighttime, it's relatively quiet. The amount of police cars that drive by here, I feel like they would be able to spot something that in itself would make this place really safe. Anybody, I've never seen anybody get mugged. Everybody else told me to watch out, but there was really nobody out here, so I think I'll be fine.
Collective efficacy, kind of a complex issue. That the more that people come together, they actually kind of speak out more on crime. They report it more, so it kind of deters the crime. Maybe brings it inside instead of on the streets, or maybe it just moved over somewhere else.
It comes down to having eyes and ears and a visual presence. We or the majority of the public, knowing that somebody's there to respond. We look for suspicious behavior, walking through a parking lot, looking in every car as you walk through the parking lot. That's not typical behavior. Every person out there that's watching is another set of eyes and ears in general, not just the police department, but any public safety. A piece of luggage next to a parking structure. Officers driving around may see it, but more than likely somebody walking the sidewalk is going to see that before we do. And for them to feel comfortable and be able to call that in and have an officer respond is huge.